Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you guys are new here, I'm doing lifestyle, self-care, and productivity style videos because now we're kind of moving into a series of productivity and kind of getting out of a slump and getting out of the laziness that we feel that we might be in, and we're doing this together. So if you feel like you've been stuck in a rut, just unmotivated, or just plain lazy, do not click off this video. Don't even try to skip to the parts you want to see just yet, because you're going to want to hear every single part. They're important. They'll definitely help you get out of whatever phase or just feeling of laziness that you are in. Today we're diving into 10 of the most powerful habits, or the most essential or effective habits to help you get out of that slump and get into a more effective routine and build those healthy habits I know you've been wanting for a long time, girl. It is the middle of 2024 and you still haven't implemented that into your routine, which is okay. It's okay. You still haven't implemented that into your routine and you're looking for a way to kind of get the ball rolling. Even though it's the middle of the year, there's no shame there. 1, 2, it's never too late to start. So let's start the video. First up, setting clear, achievable goals is where you're going to want to start. Start basically by defining what goals you want to accomplish in the short and the long term and break those down into manageable tasks. You can break these goals up into manageable pieces and create a timeline for yourself. So you have a goal of wanting to lose basically like 15 pounds, for instance, for the rest of the year. Short-term goal would look like, I want to lose 5 pounds this month, for instance. This month, in order to track the way that I need to towards the end of the year, if I'm going to lose 5 pounds this month, I want to reduce my caloric intake by however much that is for you. And then exercise 3 days out of the week, just to kind of keep it simple, not be too overwhelming, and just see how that goes for you. Long-term would look like, I want to develop long-term and a sustainable eating habits and incorporate more exercise into my routine to maintain a healthy weight or drop more pounds if that is something that you're looking to do. Breaking down your goals this way makes them a little more sustainable and just easy to maintain, and just you don't feel as overwhelmed. Let's say for another instance, your overall goal is, I want to learn a new skill by the end of this year. Short term would look like you find and complete an online course to help you develop your skill over the next 2 months, and you dedicate about 2 hours a week to do so. 2 hours, when you think about it, really is not that much. It's just a little bit of your time to dedicate to something that you really want to learn. Long term would look like within the next 6 months, or with that accumulated over 2 hours a week, you just want to maintain or gain proficiency in that skill and basically learning to apply it to real world projects or situations. For instance, I've been trying to learn Spanish, so I've been trying to dedicate about an hour of my day to learning on Duolingo. That is more of a short-term goal. My goal is basically to be able to speak to people who speak Spanish, to be able to read the language and understand what it is that I'm reading, listen to the music and be able to understand what they're saying in the music. Do you get what I'm saying, girl? We're trying to build healthy habits, and by doing that, we're trying to start small, but also grow big. So that did not look right. We're trying to start somewhere small, but also give ourselves the steps to get to the ultimate goal. This not only gives you direction, but it also gives you a little bit of motivation to stay focused and keep the path. Next thing, create a morning routine. And when I say this is probably one of the most important things, I really mean that. Hold on. Okay, so as we all know, and as we've all kind of heard, and it's not a lie, it's not even there to just make you kind of feel a certain way, setting the tone for your day starts with your morning routine, and it can continue into the rest of the day. Imagine waking up basically as soon as you have to get somewhere, as soon as you have to get in your car, have to go do whatever it is that you have to do. You're off kilter, haven't had breakfast, haven't showered, haven't even brushed your teeth. Hopefully you brush your teeth. Haven't even washed your face, done your whole entire morning routine. I'm not saying it has to be completely in depth. Haven't even taken a little bit of time for yourself, girl. You gotta give yourself the love that you deserve. So creating a morning routine will keep you on track, honestly, to kind of create a healthy environment for yourself. Try incorporating activities like exercise, journaling, actually eating your breakfast, girl. Eat your breakfast. Listening to music to wake you up slowly, reading your Bible, whatever it is that you do to kind of get yourself up, get yourself in the right headspace, because it is so important. It honestly determines the rest of your day. But setting the tone for you and for yourself is honestly what matters the absolute most, because ultimately what you choose to do and how you choose to wake yourself up in the mornings and just how you really set the tone for yourself really makes a difference. I do wake up kind of early in the morning. I wake up about 4:15. Not saying you have to wake up that early as well. I wake up about 4:15, go to the gym, then I'll come back, and then I have a few extra things that I have to take care of. Make my breakfast, and then I'll kind of sit down and figure out, okay, what else do I have to do today that I need to focus on? One, for whether it's work, for someone that you care about and love, or if it's just yourself, and kind of go through those tasks in a space that is just free and clear for you. For me, breakfast is one of those spaces. I'm able to have something that I enjoy and that's healthy and that's able to get me started in the right direction in the morning. And while I'm doing that, I'm multitasking and also going through what it is that I have to do, making sure that I'm crossing those off, and then also kind of planning for the day ahead. So creating a morning routine is so essential to building those healthy habits for yourself. Okay, so moving on to point 3, just to kind of piggyback off of what I just mentioned about being intentional. So one thing I do, like I said, whenever I'm having breakfast in the mornings, is practicing my intentionality. This can look like a variety of different things. For me, my faith is super important, and that is something that I'm very intentional about, and I do that in the mornings to give God my first. So that is something that I do focus on. Being intentional can significantly reduce stress and increase your focus. Spending just a few minutes a day on whatever it is that you need to be intentional about, it can help you stay grounded, which increases productivity and motivate you a little bit. So whatever that might look like for you, I don't know if you're intentional about spending time with your cat in the morning. So if you're really intentional about doing stuff like that, make sure that you're able to set aside a little bit of time, work that into your schedule, because if you wanted to, you will. Work that into your schedule and spend time with that cat every morning. If that's something he or she needs, or something you need to honestly get yourself off on the right fit for the day, then do it. Make that an actual goal to be met every single day, no matter what it is. Next thing is going to be to stay hydrated and eat well. Nutrition is such a huge and such an important part of your day-to-day function, girl. Proper hydration and nutrition can just boost your overall energy levels and improve your concentration. Aim to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day and have a diet high in veggies, proteins, fruits, especially for whatever it is that your goals are specifically. These habits will basically fuel your body and mind, enhancing your overall productivity. Now, eating well and staying hydrated can have significant positive impacts on your mental state and your habits. So just by consistently prioritizing your nutrition and your water intake, setting your foundation for overall health and nutrition. Let's be honest, how many times have you woken up, had nothing but the glob of toothpaste that you brush your teeth with in the morning, a few sips of water, maybe a cookie that you ate, and then you look up and it's 5 o'clock? Do you see what I mean? This is why it's so important to prioritize your nutrition and your water intake, because it definitely sets the mood for your body, not just for yourself, but for your body physically, how your day is going to go. Okay, so moving on to kind of the next step in this process, if I'm going to be honest, they go hand in hand. Regular exercise. It's not only good for your body, but it's also good for your mind. It honestly releases what's called endorphins into your body. It helps you to kind of feel good. How many times have you, whether you are an avid gym goer, whether you work it at home, whether you've done it here and there, like, you know, you work out maybe every 3 months or so, whether that's your case, whenever you do work out, it doesn't feel good in the moment. It's nothing to spare a few minutes or hours of discomfort for comfort. How many of you guys have ever like just worked out? You know, it's uncomfortable in the moment. Afterwards, you feel good about the work that you put in. You just feel good is the only way I can really describe it. That's what's known as endorphins. Regular exercise has been shown to also reduce stress and boost overall energy. Even a short daily workout can make a big difference in your productivity and your mood. Like I mentioned, even if you're going for a short walk in the mornings, or you only have 30 minutes at the gym instead of an hour that you might spend or want to spend, that small amount of time can make the world of a difference in terms of how you feel and how you are moving and how you're being productive. So make sure that you're taking hold of that. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to limit themselves in terms of what they think is a good measure of work to be put in when it comes to exercising. However you're moving your body or choosing to be active is how you choose to. And if you're putting the work in, even if it's only for about 10 to 15 minutes out of the day, that's enough. And I'm not saying it necessarily is enough to reach the goals you might have. You might need to go harder, whatever the case is. I don't know your goals, but whatever it is, as long as you're putting the work in or putting some type of work in, that's what matters. Even if it is something small, I've heard people say, like, if it's like a 15-minute home workout, or you see those little workouts on YouTube that you have to complete, don't feel bad about doing those, because 1, you're moving your body somehow, some way. 2, even if it is just 15 minutes, as long as it was effective and targeted and something that you were able to do for the day, don't let that diminish or make you feel bad about the progress or the work that you're trying to put in. Next on the list is going to be to limit distractions. Distractions can seriously derail your productivity. And what I mean by that is identify what usually distracts you and create strategies to kind of eliminate or just completely get rid of those distractions. This might mean turning off certain notification settings or offloading or muting social medias for a specific amount of time in the mornings or whatever time you choose to dedicate to. But eliminating those distractions, really, they seem annoying and they seem like, honestly, we're stubborn. We probably don't want to do that. We want to have the distractions because they're distractions from whatever is going on in life. But to be able to do that and set aside time for the intentionality that I mentioned in point 3, but also to kind of figure out what it is that you're going to do that day and what you need to focus on and be productive with, makes the world of a difference, because when those distractions are gone, it's definitely out of sight, out of mind, and you're able to actually be productive. One thing that I like to do sometimes, I don't really take my phone with me when I have breakfast. I'll just sit down and have breakfast, journal. I'll have my laptop, but only on apps that I need to actually go through, like Notion or like a calendar for whatever it is that I need to kind of figure out and cross off of my to-do list for the day. Okay, next thing, create a night routine. And when I say it's almost just as important as creating a morning routine, basically sets you up for a good night's sleep when, and that is also essential for maintaining energy and focus for the next day ahead. Helps you create a relaxing routine to help you kind of wind down for bed and just kind of mellow out. This can, include anything from taking a warm bath to reading a book to setting a candle, making yourself a nice meal for the evening, whatever it is. Creating a night routine is very essential. And one of the things that I really like about creating a night routine is the fact that it kind of sets you up for the day ahead. And that's why I said it's almost as important as creating a morning routine. Setting yourself up for the night ahead. If you've ever gone to bed mad, you've woken up kind of mad, especially if it's a situation that's really serious to you. Or if you've gone to bed in like a messy way or just like at whatever time at night, you're not as prepared in the morning. I don't care what anybody says. You are not as prepared in the morning to take on whatever it is that you need to take on, especially because you're being productive. You are not going to be able to get there. But whenever you're taking the time in the evenings to kind of wind yourself down, set yourself up for success for the next day, next morning is just miles better in terms of how you start your day, and then continuing that morning habit that we just talked about a second ago. So a night routine, creating that is so important. I have a couple of videos on my channel of a few evening with me kind of like wind down routines, and I'll link them up here, or one of them at least. You can also go on my channel and see some of my other videos that you guys are interested in viewing as well, because I think setting up routines is so needed. This next one is pretty short, but also very much so needed for me to say. You have got to learn how to say no. It is so important to set boundaries and not overwhelm yourself. Learning to say no to tasks that don't necessarily line up to your goals or what it is that you are trying to achieve can kind of free up time to allow you to do that. So just practice saying no. Go in the mirror and literally look at yourself saying no, or just learn to say no about some of the smaller things. It gets easier over time. I know it's sort of difficult to do, especially if you're like a people pleaser, but learn to say no, especially if you're trying to take your goals and your productivity seriously. Next tip is to seek accountability. Having someone to hold you accountable is just super motivating. Whether it's a friend, family member, whoever it is, boyfriend, significant other, it can help you keep on track and just kind of provide a little bit more support to getting you to your goals. Be careful though with sharing your goals with other people, especially if it's somebody that you don't necessarily trust all the way. Make sure that it's somebody that you can truly confide in and they can do the same for you. You're able to share your goals with other people and they're able to keep you on track, keeping you in a state of productivity, checking in with each other and making sure that your goals are shared so that they're able to support you the best way that they can, and you're able to reciprocate the same and receive it the way that you need to. Okay, so the last thing, and probably one of the most important, don't forget to celebrate the small wins. Celebrate your achievements no matter how big or small they are. Recognizing and rewarding yourself for completing a task or an achievement kind of makes the journey a little bit more motivating and kind of keeps you on track to actually achieve the goals that you are trying to reach. When I say reward, that could be something as small as just doing a face mask in the evening, or something as big as taking yourself on a nice trip, especially if you achieved a huge goal that you wanted to meet. Make sure that you are rewarding yourself for the work that you are putting in. And there you have it, 10 healthy habits to keep you on the track to building productivity in your day-to-day. That is the end of the video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more productivity videos from me. If you guys enjoyed it, again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, girlies!